Hello and welcome back to Empathic Chronicles. I'm your host, Tiffany Elise, and I'm super excited for this episode. Lately, I feel like I've been living in my own version of The Devil Wears Prada. I love that movie, by the way. It's like, oh my gosh, like my all-time favorite movie. On the outside, everything looks like it's working. I'm showing up. I'm executing, I'm growing, I'm doing what I said I was going to do. But behind the scenes, my personal life has definitely been feeling the impact. And I know I'm not the only one who has experienced this, where one area of your life is thriving and another area is quietly asking for your attention. And you keep pushing it to the side because technically things are, going well. So today I want to talk about that because I've been feeling it recently, very recently and very real. It's felt super real. So I've been in a season where I am extremely locked in professionally, like focused, disciplined, showing up at a high level, hitting goals, doing all the things that I know I'm capable of. And for a while, that feels really good. You feel proud of yourself. You feel accomplished. You feel like, okay, this is what leveling up looks like, right? But at the same time, I started noticing little things, feeling a little disconnected, not as present, letting certain things in my personal life kind of fall to the side, if you will. Nothing dramatic, nothing crazy, but definitely enough for me to pause and be like, okay, something's off. And I think the tricky part is that when things are going well on paper, you almost feel like you don't have the right to question it. Like, why would I complain? I'm doing well. But doing well and feeling well are not always the same thing. You know, I think we live in a world that rewards productivity way more than it rewards balance. If you're busy, you're praised. If you're achieving, you're validated. If you're constantly going, people assume you're doing great. But nobody really talks about what it costs you to maintain that pace without checking in with yourself. And especially if you're someone who can handle a lot, you start normalizing imbalance. And I know this firsthand as just someone who is a high functioning anxious person that doesn't know how to go at any speed other than 100 miles an hour. It's very hard for me to not feel imbalance. But anyway, I digress. You tell yourself it's just a busy week. It's just a season. I'll get back to everything else later. It's not a big deal. But later keeps moving. And then one day you look up and realize you've been showing up for everything except parts of your own life that actually matter to you. And that doesn't mean that you're failing, but it does mean it's time to check yourself and normalize checking yourself. You know, I wish the stigma wouldn't be there where people, feel bad about making a mistake or admitting their wrongs. Now we're all about in this season of taking accountability and standing up for what's right. And if you need to check yourself and you need to take your own accountability into consideration, then do what you got to do. So I had to have a real moment with myself. And not in a judgmental way, but in an honest way. I asked myself a few questions that I think are really important. If I keep living like this for the next few months, what starts to break? Where am I overperforming and where am I undernourishing? And the biggest one, oh, this one's, yeah. Am I actually present in my life, or am I just being like productive in it? Am I just occupying space essentially? And that hit because you can be doing everything right and still feel slightly out of alignment. And I want to say this clearly. Checking yourself is not a bad thing, like I was mentioning a little bit earlier. It's not you falling off, it's not you being ungrateful. It's self awareness, it's self respect, and honestly, it's necessary, and especially for growth. If you're in a growth mindset, if you're trying to level up, which is mainly what we're talking about here, it's necessary. Now, I don't think that balance means everything is perfectly equal all the time. I mean, we know that that's not real. There are going to be seasons where your career needs more from you. There are going to be moments where you have to go all in. But the key is being intentional about it, not just letting it happen on autopilot. Because when you're not intentional, that's when you start losing yourself in the process. And I've had to remind myself that balance isn't about doing everything. Because somebody like me, I have to feel accomplished by accomplishing and completing X amount of tasks. And that's something that I've been trying to like unlearn and, come back from. It's not about abandoning yourself while you're doing a lot of things at one time. Balance isn't about doing everything. You can be ambitious and still be present. You can be successful and still take care of your life outside of that success. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So, if you've been feeling like things look good, but something feels slightly off, I just want you to know that you're not alone in that. And more importantly, you don't have to wait until burnout forces you to slow down. You can choose to pause. You can choose to pause right now. You can choose to recalibrate. You can choose to check in with yourself and make small adjustments before things feel overwhelming. You're allowed to want a life that feels good, not just one that looks good. And you're allowed to shift, even if everything seems fine. And as just a quick extra tidbit for today's episode, I figured that I would start sharing some tips, and they're tips that are derived from whichever topic we're speaking of. So for this topic specifically, I know that when I feel like I am super overwhelmed and overperforming, but not really like effectively and just going 100 miles an hour, I really take a prioritization moment and literally make a list of all the things that I have to do, all the things that I want to do, and all of the things that either are bothering me or that something needs to change about. And I literally take that list and I prioritize it in order of importance, low, medium, and high. Sometimes I use numbers and prioritize them that way. But the point of this is you are one person and you want to be successful and you can be successful. And remember, what you see on social media is only people's highlight reels. But it is possible to accomplish, X amount of things in one day. But prioritizing them makes it that much easier. And putting something to indicate the level that something should be in your list of things to do is important And it's beneficial not only for you, but just for who you are as a person, both professionally and personally. So I think the biggest thing I'm taking with me right now is this. I really don't want to build a life that looks amazing from the outside, but feels so disconnected on the inside. I want both. And honestly, I think that you can have both as long as you're honest with yourself along the way. So if you need to check yourself right now, this is your sign. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you care enough about your life to stay aligned in it. And that matters. Oh, that matters so much. And as we wrap up here today, I just want to leave you with this thought, because this is something that means a lot to me. Let yourself pause. Let yourself have moments where you just need to stop. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to be more, be less. Just pause. If you stumble, keep going. It makes it more real. It makes your story and your journey and how you got from point A to point B that much more unique and profound when it's inspiring the next person. And don't rush, because life is but one. We don't get today again. Today is today, yesterday is yesterday, and tomorrow is tomorrow. So all we can do is put our very best foot forward and try our best to make the best out of every day. And you can do that. And you can do it even if you have 100 things on your plate, you can do it. And I'm here to tell you that you are strong enough, you are worthy enough, and you will overcome any challenges that are either relative to this topic or something that you are experiencing, that you just need to get over that hunch and over that ability to believe that you will overcome. And I'm here to remind you. So, this has been an amazing episode. I'm so excited that we got to chat, and I am excited for the next episode because it kind of connects to what we're talking about here. But again, you have exactly what it takes to achieve and accomplish. Do not be hard on yourself. And thank you for listening to Empathic Chronicles. I'm your host, Tiffany Elise, and I cannot wait until we meet again. So thanks for listening, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.